This is the lab analysis for your piece of Moldavite.
The first thing we do is we look at shape and texture. And I take a couple of pieces from a similar mine and I do a comparison. And this is the Southern Bohemia, Czech Republic texture from that splay field. So I look at a bunch of different textures. And so the texture's right, color's right. And I also look at, the glossiness. You can see this is a fake piece of Moldavite. And this is a fake piece of Moldavite. And this is a fake piece of Moldavite. So the first thing we really do though is look at color and texture. And then I measure it with a micrometer and I record those measurements. The next thing we do is we take it over to this sophisticated analytical balance. And this balance is designed to not only weigh the sample, but to determine the specific gravity, the density. So the first thing I want to do is make sure I'm on here correctly. Is to weigh the dry sample, and it is 8.345. 8.345 grams. So the next thing we want to do is weigh the sample in distilled water on top of here. Excuse me. There's some air bubbles on there that makes it a little less accurate. And that is 4.825. So we take 8.345, divide it by 8.345 minus 4.825, and we'll calculate the specific gravity and density. And the specific gravity range for Moldavite is 2.27 to 2.46, with a target around 2.35. Fake Moldavite from China usually comes in about 2.5. Calculation first, 8.345 minus 4.825, which equals 3.52. Okay, so we're going to take 8.345 divided by 3.52, and we're going to come up with 2.37. Look at that. It's right next to our target. So the range is 2.27 to 2.46, and the target's about 2.35, but it can be anywhere in this range, and that's because sometimes you get some air pockets on here when you're doing a hydrostatic specific gravity. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move over here and look at it underneath the microscope. Let me dry it off just a little bit better. That's just water right now. And I'll put it under the microscope right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to project this image up onto the computer right here. So I need to turn it down a little bit. So here we go. This is at a very low magnification. And let's zoom in right where we are. And I'll move it around a little bit here in just a second. I'm going to zoom all the way in. I'm going to turn the light up a little bit. Zoom all the way in and focus. I'm working on it. So cool. Is that not cool? That's Miss Sandra on the. I can move it around a little bit, and you can see different areas. Okay, so with this, really what you're seeing is the surface texture. Now, what we want to do is take a refractive index fluid that has a refractive index very similar to Moldavite, which is about 1.52, 1.55, right in that range, and put it on there. And that refractive index allows us to wash the texture out a little bit. And now we can see a little better what this looks like. Okay, so I can take you can see, let's let the surface of that that refractive index fluid kind of move around just a little bit. You can see some small bubbles that's actually in the solution. But these bubbles right here are in the Moldavite. And so I can focus down and I can get crisper. That's actually inside the Moldavite, and I'm actually focusing in through the Moldavite.
You got squigglies.
I have, okay, Miss Sandra calls these wigglies. They're not really wigglies, they're inclusions. And that's one of the things that we're looking for when we look at under the microscope without polarization. We're looking for bubbles, we're looking for flow lines, and we're looking for what Miss Sandra calls is the wigglies. So it does, it has some wigglies in there.
You need to put that on there.
Okay, we'll call them wigglies. Miss Sandra calls them wigglies all the time. Okay, so, and what we want to do is we want to move around and kind of get some different pictures for you at different areas. You can see the bubbles in there. So I'm struggling getting to a focus where you can see the flow lines, but there's all these flow lines inside of here that that are pretty interesting. They're stress lines. Now, I damaged my polarizing filter, and if I had that up and available, you would be able to see the stress of those flow lines a lot easier. But I don't have that available right now. I'm kind of going to different areas, focusing on different things. So you can see these bubbles here are down deeper in the surface. This one's actually on the surface. You can see some artifacts here right now of the fluid, but that's not part of your Moldavite. But you can see these are deep into the Moldavite, and actually you can focus on them. Ooh. Yeah, isn't that cool? You can focus on them, and you can see the squigglies, or what Sandra calls as the wigglies, inside these inclusions right here. All right, Alan, I also have captured some pictures of yours, of your Moldavite from the surface, so it allows me to capture pictures. I captured this picture as well, and I will send these to you. There's another picture. It's the surface. And I can actually capture
take that one, can you?
I can snap a picture of that one right there.
That one's really cool.
There we go. That one's really cool. So this is your Moldavite, and you can see all those artifacts for the fluid are gone now.
So what's the rest of your paper?
All right, so let's walk through it. So we checked color. It was medium to dark green. That's a pass. And we checked texture, and it is a Southern Bohemian texture. We did not check fluorescence.
You can do that. You need to do that before you got it wet.
Yeah, I do. We checked density, and we were at 2.37, and that's a pass. And we checked bubbles. There's bubbles, they have flow lines, and they had the wigglies. Now, I did not check it without polarization, with polarization, pardon me. And there we go, Alan. I hope you enjoyed this. And today's date is what, babe? 6/10/21. There we go. And I will put your weight in here. It was 8.345. And actually, grams. Are you taking more pictures?
No, I'm just finishing up here.
Okay. Alan, I hope you enjoy your Moldavite pendant.